Arise, Africa. Arise, Africa. Africa, 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 arise. Kenya, hold your brothers' hands. Tanzania, thank you for teaching the world the spirit of togetherness. Uganda, we appreciate our brotherhood. Zambia, Mozambique, Lesotho, come on board. Zimbabwe, keep up the struggle. Congo, Rwanda, Somali, let's all stand up. Angola, Cape Verde, stand up. Ethiopia, don't be misled. You are great. South Africa, a luta continua. Sudan, stop pinching each other in public. It is shameful. Nigeria, show Africa a good example. Cameroon, come on. Ghana, you are a darling of Africa. Africa, arise. Africa, arise and let's protect our dignity. I know it happened once, but it heals. We were only naive. We were innocent. They came with blankets and flowers, like sweets and chocolate. On a loose but beautiful damsel, we bowed and told them to do what they wished. How could we resist? Now we know, Africa we know. They humbled us with sweet words. Then, before we realized it, they were in possession of our bodies and dancing over our treasures. The gold beneath the legendary Maya's feet, let's protect it. Let's protect Africa. Many years, even today, they still call us sick and hungry. Let's go down to Africa and donate them some food and clothing. Let's build them schools and hospitals, but with condition. Who took the oil of Africa? Who took away the gold of Africa? Who killed the masses in diamond fields of Africa? Who took away the strong men and women of Africa? Who stole Africa? Africa, rise. The Beatitudes they narrated to us. Where is the blessings in our poverty when you mock us and jeer us? Where is the blessings when the kingdom is not even guaranteed to the faithful? Where is the blessing when we mourn because the lords have robbed our freedom and dignity? When shall we be comforted after we have perished in misery? God gave us the earth, Africa. Where is the blessing when we are meek to inherit the same earth when we reel in pain and encouraged to die with disease and hunger, just to be satisfied when we go back to dust? Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Where is the blessings when we are still dying with poverty? Where is the strength in us when you coax us to embrace GMOs you can't stand yourself? When you plant diseases and force treatment and vaccines on Africa? When you cannot accept Africa make its own drugs and vaccine? I mean, where is the value in the education you brought us? Where is the blessings when we are still killing each other in Africa because you have decided to fund and even equip rebels who are ignorant of their slavery with sophisticated weaponry than their sitting governments you smuggle in Africa? The rebel will push our agenda to tapping the virgin treasures of theirs. Let's scatter them like the gods of Babel did and make them in different languages. They won't agree on a common thing, lest they be wise like ourselves. We shall get there in drones and guns in the name of peacekeeping and colonize them again. So they murmur. How many gods came from heaven to confuse our languages? By proof they showed us how Moses labored with the Israelites, but never entered the promised land. God remember Moses. God, remember the struggles of Africa, because I know Moses is Africa. What will you do when Africa will refuse your grants? What will you do when Africa shall eat its own indigenous food? What will you do when Africa will refuse your opinion on the African affairs? What will you do when Africa will claim for the treasures you took from us? What will you do when Africa immigrants will decide to come back home and labor for themselves? What will you do when Oprah Winfrey will say, I'm going home? What will you do when Obama will say, I'm going to Africa? What will you do when Africa will come for R. Kelly? What will you do when Africa will say, we want Bill Cosby because the other bill is free? What will you do when Africa will say, we are only trading in gold and not euros and dollars? What will you do when Africa shall remove again the borders you forced on us? What will you do when Africa shall sing a common anthem? What will you do? Arise, Africa. Arise, Africa. Africa, remind our black preachers and falsified prophets to stop selling fake hopes to innocent flock of sheep. No one is going to heaven. Let's turn to Africa God has given us. As a Bible scholar for many years, nothing in the Bible was issued for free. Come and let's labor together. This is our promised land. They reminded us that we were sick and therefore we needed healing. We were reminded to put away our old man and be clothed in the submission of the Holy Word. We were asked to wash our linen to white. As what? And avoid our dark ways. If God made day and night, how can we wash our skin to white and black? Read your holy book every day and keep His word keenly. So we mastered Africa in theology, keenly going through the verses of the holy books while they comb through our treasures for valuables. We have their holy books, they have our treasures. Let's take our stand and negotiate for a bride price. We are expensive. After all the gold is ours. All the oil is ours. All the copper, the cobalt, the iron, all the treasures belong to Africa. They came with education that couldn't fit their standards. They came with religion and now it's even outdated to themselves. What do you make of this? You as the president in Africa, do you or do you not support gay rights? But they reminded us to go ye into the world and replenish. Our brothers have labored for them. Our ancestors died tilling their fields. Hundreds of years later, they are still shouting in the streets, Black Lives Matter. Stringent measures to whoever wishes to go to their land, like the requirements to heaven. Black Africans dying on seas because of capsizing dinghies after discovering that wealth and happiness matters. Many more women and children dying in the Darien Gap, swimming on rafts and rubber boats in pursuit for happiness, only to meet the wall of Trump. Come on, you lie to us and encourage us to remain poor, to share with the poor and sell all we have for the kingdom in heaven. Many have put this message through to the masses in coded language because they fear going Mugabe's way. Many still are fearful of going Gaddafi's way. Africa listened to Mugabe of Zimbabwe. Africa listened to Ramaphosa of South Africa. Africa listened to Kagame of Africa. Africa listened to Uhuru Kenyatta of Kenya. Africa listened to Patrick Lumumba of Africa. Africa listened to Malema of the Zululand. Africa listened to Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. Africa listened to Magufuli of East Africa. Africa listened to Wodemaya because the young man has traveled and seen the world. African listened to me, Kasha, because I can see them with chocolates and foreign flowers. Africa, I beseech you to listen to Africa because Africa is still virgin and they have the urge. Let this message ripple across Africa. Let the message reach our brothers in the Asia. Let the message resonate in the land of the Lords. But above all, let the message be engraved in the hearts of Africa because they are knocking on the doors again. I rest my case.